There is a difference between someone who has gone mad and someone who is angry. The producers tried to act like Daenerys' character had gone mad because she smoked out King's Landing, but I did not buy that for a second. You have to look at what the character had gone through in a matter of days. In a matter of days, Cersei lied and said that she was sending her soldiers to fight in the Great War, and she did not. Daenerys actively fought in the Great War. Her dragons actively fought, and one of them was seriously injured. She lost a number of her soldiers, the Dothraki and the Unsullied. She also lost Ser Jorah, which was one of her trusted advisors that she had grown to love. She also had found out in a matter of days that the man that she was in love with was her nephew. On her way back from Winterfell, on her way to Dragonstone, Cersei, in a sneak attack, had her navy shoot one of her dragons out of the sky and killed him. And then Cersei took Missandei as a prisoner of war. And when Daenerys went to negotiate for Missandei, Cersei had her executed mercilessly. Daenerys was not mad because she executed Sam's father and Sam's brother. She actually gave Sam's brother and Sam's father the option to bend the knee to her. Several of the other soldiers did bend the knee because they understood what self-preservation looks like. That does not mean that Daenerys had gone mad because Sam's father and Sam's brother did not bend the knee. That just made them not smart. Of all the grievances that I have about the ending of this show, the one thing that I think is unforgivable is that Cersei was the villain of the show. Cersei was a villain since episode 1, and Cersei kept that same villainous energy for 8 seasons. So the fact that they did not give Cersei the big villain's death at the end of this show is absolutely unforgivable to me. The actress that plays Cersei, Lena Headey, was amazing in this role. And the way she put her foot in this character, she deserved to go down in a blaze of glory as the big villain of the show. If Game of Thrones was the Wizard of Oz, then Cersei is the Wicked Witch of the West. You know what I'm saying? If Game of Thrones was the Smurfs, then Cersei is Gargamel. If Game of Thrones was He-Man, Cersei is Skeletor. If Game of Thrones was Mario, then Cersei is the big boss that you have to kill in order to save Peach. This is what Cersei was on this show from day one. Ultimately, it was because of Cersei's persuasion that Brandon is paralyzed. It was because of Cersei that Ned Stark was beheaded. Cersei single-handedly was the evil mastermind behind the mass murder of that religious council that wanted to put her on trial, in which innocent people were killed by Cersei that day. But nobody coined Cersei as the Mad Queen. Jaime didn't dagger Cersei on that day. Ultimately, the blood of the innocent people that died when Daenerys blazed King's Landing up, that blood is on Cersei's hand because she started that war, and Cersei wanted those people dead ever since her walk of shame.
I want our baby to live. I want our baby to live. Don't let me die, Jake. Please don't let me die. Please don't let me die. I don't want to die.
It was beyond disappointing seeing Cersei crying when her death was imminent. That was so unlike the character of Cersei that had been established for 8 seasons. To have Cersei crying in Jaime's arms, Cersei didn't give a damn about Jaime at that point. The only people that Cersei really loved were her children, and they were all dead at that point. Cersei was a stone on the inside. She didn't care about dying in Jaime's arms. You can tell that men produced this. Cersei had sent an assassin to kill Jaime at that point. Jaime had also assaulted Cersei while their dead son's corpse was lying in wait. So Cersei didn't care to die in Jaime's arms. Cersei had been the villain of the show. I'm talking Cersei Lannister, first of her name, fucker of brother, spawn of Satan, murderous evil bitch to her core since episode 1. She deserved to go out like the big villain of the show. And that to me was unforgivable. To try to pivot and have Daenerys be the villain, it felt forced and there was no build up, especially when there was an established villain already. Cersei deserved to be in the Red Keep looking at King's Landing on fire and coming to the realization that that was completely her fault. She deserved to come face to face with Daenerys and Drogon, and she deserved to be consumed by fire. She earned a fiery consumption by Drogon. That is how she should have gone out. To have her crying was just unforgivable in my opinion. Episode 5 of season 8 was my absolute favorite episode of the entire series. It should have been called Battle of the Bitches because that's what it was. Cersei started that war. Daenerys ended it. Cersei is a bad bitch. Daenerys was a badder bitch with a dragon. Cersei fucked around and Daenerys made sure she found out. It is a principle. Cersei had been the Mad Queen since day 1. Daenerys, on the other hand, was angry as hell. There is a difference.
But I will be queen.
Oh, yes. You'll be queen. For a time. And comes another. Younger. More beautiful. To cast you down and take all you hold dear.